Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my beauty favourites of 2016, and I thought rather than sitting here and just talking through products, I would actually sit and apply them to my face. So most of you will have seen these throughout the year or throughout last year in videos and me talking about them and stuff like that, but I thought I'd round everything up and bring it all together. I'm going to get started. I've already moisturised my face. It's literally like 8 o'clock in the morning if my voice sounds really hoarse. But I'm going to tie my hair back as usual, and then I'm going to go straight onto eyes. For eyeshadow primer, there's been one thing that I've used all year this year, and it's been the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. So I'm going to use that today. It doesn't really get rid of much pigment, so if you've got very veiny eyelids or a lot of discoloration, I don't know if I'd recommend it because it's not as heavy duty as something like the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. But it does work really nicely at helping eyeshadows blend really easily and also letting them stay on a long time. I got my nails done yesterday and I'm obsessed with them, but last night this one broke, so I'm going today to get it fixed. Before I go on to the eyeshadow that I'm going to apply, I'm going to quickly talk through 3 products that have been my ultimate favourites this year when it's come to, or last year when it's come to going out. I wore this look to my graduation, and I thought I'm not going to do this today because you've seen it countless number of times, but basically the Kiko eyeshadow sticks are always a winner in my book. They're the best ones out there, the most affordable. This one in particular is the shade 37, but I love number 5 and 6 as well the most as this one. This one is a very deep burgundy colour, and I love to use this all over my eyelids. As a base, I wouldn't wear this on its own, I don't think, because it's quite out there and heavy going. Then on top of that, I use the MAC pigment in Blue Brown, and this is my favourite pigment from MAC ever. It's so stunning, and depending on what you wear underneath it, it comes out lots of different colours, and I just love the different ways that you can work with it. And then on top of that, for an extra something, I've also loved using the eyeshadow Wax and Wane by Topshop. Now this one is kind of like a duochrome, so again, depending on which way the light hits it, it looks different. So it has pink in there, some blues, just something a little bit sparkly and a little bit different. And then I couldn't really do a 2016 beauty favourites without mentioning my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So I have them all stored in a Z palette, and I have so many favourites to talk through. I've done a blog post on these. I don't know if I did a top 10 Makeup Geek eyeshadows. If not, I will do. They are incredible. The shade range, the price point, everything, the pigment, the way that they last on the eyes, the blendability, I can't rave about these enough. They've honestly changed my eyeshadow game. I reach for these now over my MAC ones, which is saying something. And then last but not least, the thing that I'm going to use today, which has been the standout for me this year. It smells divine. Again, the pigment is on point, the colour range, and it's the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. If you are looking for a neutral palette and you want something that is going to be good quality, they are a little bit pricier. They're more expensive than the Urban Decay ones, but so much better quality, and they smell of chocolate. I'm going to use this today on my eyes, and I'm going to start off with this colour here, which is kind of like the peachy kind of brownish shade in the palette, one of the lightest ones in there. I'm going to take it on a MAC 224, and I'm not going to include my brushes in my Best in Beauty in this video because I want to do a separate video with my favourite brushes, like all together of all time at the moment, rather than just last year. I'm just applying this to the crease really quite messily because I don't want it to look too put together. Then I'm going to take this shade here, which is the lightest, more champagne-y colour in the palette, and pop that all over the lid. I'm using a flat MAC 239 to do this. Once I finish doing all my makeup, I might come back and pop some more of that colour on, but for the minute I'm going to leave it there. Next, I'm going to go in with this shimmer down in the bottom here and just apply that to kind of the outer corner of my eye. So that's just added the tiniest bit of depth, and then to deepen that up, I'm going to take this dark brown here and just pop some of that in the crease, but kind of more defined than I did that first colour. Then I'm going back in with that first brush and just kind of blending out the edges. I'm going to go on to face. So a lot of you will be expecting my favourite primer to be the In Transit Camera Close-Up by This Works, which I've got a little mini of at the moment because I've actually gone through the full tube. This for a long time in 2016 was my favourite, alongside another one, and if I had to pip them to the post, this one's going to get second place. It works as a primer, a mask and a moisturiser, and I do love it. It's something that I go to if I quickly want to slap my makeup on and I don't need to worry about letting my moisturiser sink in, because this does the job as a primer as well. But I don't think it gives the best finish to my face compared to another primer, and the one that I love the most for that reason is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. This gives the skin the most beautiful finish, and it really does help my foundation go on a lot better, smoother, and stay on for longer. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but nothing too much, and I just love how healthy it makes my skin look. When it comes to foundations, I'm quite fickle. I go through so many and I love one for ages and then I go on to the next one. The one that has kept creeping up and that I've reached for every single time, and I just know that it works and I really like the finish of it and the shade match everything, is the Too Faced Born This Way. I wear the shade Nude, and it's kind of, I'd say, a medium to full coverage. You could definitely build it up. It lasts so well on my skin. It doesn't take ages to blend in, and it just gives me the coverage and the finish that I want in a foundation. This is a Real Techniques cheek brush. I'm going to go on to eyebrows, and for a long time Soap & Glory Archery has been a #1 favourite. It probably will be for the foreseeable future. For the majority of the year I've been dipping in and out of my Benefit Ka-Brow, literally. I love it. Honestly, I don't really use the brush, even though the brush that it comes with is quite good, but I've just used this every day for the past however many months. It's really easy, and I find that it's a lot less chalky and crumbly than the Anastasia Dip Brow. Since I discovered this product this year, it's been the one thing that I've reached for to set my eyebrows in place, and it's the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I have found that by not adding any more pigment and colour to my brows, they look a little bit more natural, and this doesn't make them feel really stiff and waxy like a lot of them can. It makes them look like they've got a little bit more texture, and more importantly, it keeps them in place. They do not budge. I put off buying this for so long because I just thought I was happy with the cheaper ones that I had. Honestly, it's so good. Next I'm going to go on to concealer. One that I've carried on from last year that I just can't seem to get enough of, and I think will be my favourite for a long time to come, is the Clarins Instant Concealer. If you've got the budget to spend a little bit more on a higher end concealer that you want, you get so much product. I think you get 15 millilitres of product in here, which compared to a lot of the cheaper ones is a lot. I'm literally squeezing out the last droplets now, and I hope to goodness sakes I can get some out. Come on, there we go. The coverage, the finish, the way that it really brightens up my under eye, I can't honestly rave about this concealer enough. And you probably, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, are bored of me going on about this. This brush is the contour brush from Real Techniques. I normally start off by applying it in this weird triangle shape and go quite close to the underneath of my eyes, and then I go in with my finger and blend it in. I find that it works really well with the warmth of my fingers, so I just use that to blend the rest of it in and look a little bit less crazy. Then straight away I will normally set my under eye concealer, and my favourite to do this year has been the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Now, I tried baking this year for the first time. Not a fan. It looks a little bit ridiculous. I imagine that for photo shoots and things like that, it's probably a good technique, but for on the daily, it's just far too harsh. Like, it's a good idea if you need to clean up anything, but other than that, so just way too harsh. So I literally grab some of this on my brush. I use a duo fibre brush so it picks up the least amount of product, and I sweep that underneath my eye area where I've just put that concealer, because I find that this powder, some of them can make the brightening effect of the concealer a little bit less and also a little bit cakey, whereas this under the eyes just works really well. Then taking the Morphe G7, I am going to go in with my all over face powder, and this, my favourite has still been the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm not sure, this is the shade medium, I don't know whether it's too dark. I'm not sure whether since they changed the packaging they changed the formula, if any of you know, because I seem to like my old one better. I don't know what it is, but I still do really like it. I've not found a powder that beats this one yet. I just pop that. It gives a little bit of extra coverage because it's not translucent, it's got a little bit of pigment to it. I just find that it makes my skin look flawless and it doesn't budge throughout the day. It doesn't go cakey or anything like that. So if you've got a powder to recommend that you think would trump this, let me know. I'm just going to use my finger to add a little bit more of that light shimmery eyeshadow just over the top so that it lifts it a little bit. And then underneath my eye I'm going to take this shimmery eyeshadow I think first and just pop that all the way underneath my eye. And then I'm going to blend that out by using that really light peach colour. For eyeliner, there's been no competition this year. I've kind of ventured out of my comfort zone. I've been using different ones, but MAC Coffee just wins every single time. I'm going to pop some of this on the outer corner of the eyelid and then also my waterline. For bronzer, this is another one that won't come as a surprise. It's NARS Laguna. I have again ventured out of my comfort zone and been using things that I've just put myself in the eye. I've been using different things to try and find something else that I love just as much, but I haven't. I love the Too Faced bronzer. I just don't find that it goes on as well. I find that it moves my foundation a little bit underneath. I just might need to try it with a different brush, but for the moment NARS Laguna is by far my favourite. This is the Zoeva 90 Luxe Grand Powder Brush, which I just use every day. I've got two blushes to share with you, and the first one is one that I've been using a lot recently. That is MAC Buff, and these two are probably joint favourites because I reach to them both the same. This is what MAC Buff looks like. I'm very much into at the moment the brownie toned blushes that don't have too much pink in them or any colour really, that just look like a natural flush. So that's MAC Buff. The other one is a little bit more pricey than that, and this is Becca Wild Honey. This is the most beautiful blusher. It's a little bit more on the browner peachier side than Buff. It's a mineral blush, and the first time I used it I didn't realise that for mineral blushes or products in general you need the tiniest amount, and I went all in and it's kind of a little bit crumbled now, but I'm going to put this one on today. Now in real life and on camera the colour of my face is a little bit different, so I don't know whether on camera it looks like I've got any makeup on at all, but in real life I promise you it does. And I'm going out today, so I can't go too crazy. My 2016 favourite highlighter that I used nearly every day is Becca Opal. This is just a tiny little version that I got in a Sephora gift box or something. It's been well loved. It kind of gives, it's obviously not subtle because it's highlighter, but it's not really out there or in your face, I don't think. I really like just popping a little bit here too. I'm going to use the YSL Faux Cils Effect mascara that I've gone on about all year. It looks like this. It is by YSL, if I just said that, and it's incredible. It builds up volume, lasts a lifetime, and separates, lengthens. I feel like quite a lot of the products that I've shown today have been higher end, but I feel like for them to be my favourite, they've got to be the best quality, and I probably could sit here and do like a a drugstore favourites. If that's something you want to see, then I will definitely do that. But these are my ultimate faves of this year, definitely. Bottom lash mascara isn't something that I wear on the daily, but when I do, my favourite has been Benefit Roller Lash. This was really hard because I go through so many lip products and I had to think of what are the things that I've reached for the most, and by far there is no competition that these are the products that I have reached for every single day this year. So the first one that I'm not going to apply today is the NYX Liquid Suede liquid lipstick in Soft Spoken. This is the most beautiful colour. This kind of sums up the lip colour of 2016, I think. That kind of browny pinky nude shade, and the formula of these NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks blew me away the minute that I tried them. They are so comfortable, they last a long time, the pigment is amazing, the colour range, I think they've just brought out loads of new colours and I'm obsessed with them. But I'm going to today put a combination on which you'll have seen before. I think I wore this to my graduation or something similar to this, and even on their own these would be my two favourite products, not just as a combination. So the first one is MAC Spice Lip Liner, which I know is really overhyped and talked about, but it really is a beautiful colour. So I'm just going to line my lips and fill them in with this. And then over the top, I've absolutely fallen in love with these. This is the Clarins Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector, and this one is in the shade 06. I think these may be my favourite lip products of all time. They smell and taste amazing, as weird as that sounds, and they add the most beautiful effect to any lip product that you've already got on. You can wear them on their own. They're pigmented enough, but not too much. I love the applicator. I just love them. So I'm just going to pop this on over the top. So those are all my favourite products beauty-wise from 2016. I think I've got a really good bunch there, and I honestly 100% wholeheartedly would recommend every single one of them. I hope you like the format of this video rather than me just sitting here and saying I really liked this and I really liked this. Me applying it made it a little bit more different and a little bit more enjoyable for you, I hope. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and leave me any comments as per usual. If there's anything that you can recommend, let me know what your favourite product of this year has been in any category, because I'm always obviously wanting to try new things. And I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!